Okay. I'm going to check the voice. Oh, we'll see if you can hear that. Hi, everyone. We're going to get started at 6 p.m., so in about 10 minutes. Just making sure voice and everything is okay. So once I get the go-ahead from my partner, let's see. How are we doing on vocals? Can you hear me? You're good. Okay. I'm gonna excuse myself. I'll be back here at 6. I'll see you soon. No, I'm not naked. Hi. How is everyone? Melanie, what's up? Hi. All right. Hi. Hello, everyone. How are we doing? Let's see, we've got. Oh, Charity, how are you? Yay. Melanie, how is everyone? Happy new moon in Cancer. Let me tilt this just a little bit. Just so it look. I feel Kev Rob is on here too. How's it going? Like I feel like I need to tilt this just so you know I'm not naked over here. I mean, that would have been fun, right? That'd be fun. It's warm enough to be. Oh, goodness gracious. How's everyone's new moon going so far? How are we feeling? There's I don't know about you. But I have been extremely sleepy. Not really like me. I've been extremely tired the last couple of days, sleeping through alarms. I don't think I've done that ever in my life. And I would, typically feel like this would be more in aligned with something like a full moon in Cancer. However, it's a new moon in Cancer. I don't know, but like I feel very, very just kind of drained, but like I don't know. I've been also because I lack so much water in my chart. I feel like I supplemented in other ways. I've mentioned this many times, but I've been swimming a whole lot lately. That maybe is why I'm so tired too. But same, drained the last couple of days, right? It's like, what is going on? I know what's going on. I mean, aside from the astrology, we've also got some current events happening, right? That's making everybody like, so woof. Hello. I'm gonna get set up here. I hope everyone found this okay. It is Wednesday, June 25th, the new moon in Cancer. Melanie says, drained here too, and also been very matter of factly to stay, also being told very matter of factly to stay still. Honor that. Honor what you are being told, what you are feeling that you need to do. Honor that. That is exactly what this moon is all about too, is making sure we're honoring those intuitions, right? Honoring that. For those who don't know, my name is Mandy Wild. I am also known as the Wild Medium. I am a psychic medium astrologer, and I have dedicated myself to the radical rituals, and the education of the highly misunderstood and very complex aspects of the divine feminine, as well as mediumship through an oracular lens. Speaking of, thank you to everyone in my new oracular mediumship class. I am so blown away with the feedback I've been getting. So thank you. It's been a treat to get to explore that with you. And I have two support streams, one on Patreon and one on Facebook for that group, the groups. So please use and abuse. I am there. I am there. I also, if you're not comfortable with asking questions on a group level, you can always DM me. I'm here for you. I've got the support. This is a drip released course. So some of us are on week 4 right now, and some of us have just started, or some of us are maybe gonna start in like a week or a month or a year or whatever it is. I am here for you. You will never feel like you're behind, because you're not behind. You're where you're supposed to be when you are there. So don't worry about that. And the support groups, they're not going anywhere. They will be up indefinitely. So have fun with that. That's on miskatonicbooks.com. If you are curious and want to sign up, it's $199 for the 8 weeks, or they have a really cool feature where you can just pay the $25 a week. So yeah. Well, I am your host for INH, for Nomine Hekate. This is an extension of the coven that I am a high priestess of, and it is a service I do for Hekate. You will find me here every 2 weeks. I've been doing it for years, and you will find me here under the dark or new moon, kind of depending, like calendar-wise, what I'm feeling, what's going on, and the full moon. So twice a month, we get to come together in the name of Hekate, in Nomine Hekate. And just very quickly here, a super special shout out for all of the new Patreon followers. Like I'm seriously, like the fact that you find me there and go there and want to engage there is a big deal. Dennis, Cindy, Lauren, Darcy, Kit, Jan, Jody, Don, Joshua, Gerardo, BF, Ricardo, Stephen, and Tyler. Thank you so much for joining. Very, very grateful. For new and continued supporters. You mean the world to me. This community means the world to me. I see Jason on there. Hail Hekate. How are you? Oh, my peeps are here. I love it. So much love your way. My goal for Nomine Hekate is to provide a very warm space for individuals to connect spiritually, to connect and strengthen the bonds and express their gratitude to Hekate. It's always an open door, right? To other devotees, or if you're just Hekate curious, that's what these are here for. Again, under the full and dark/new moon. But let's begin by calling in our directions, because I know last on the full moon 2 weeks ago, I just dove in and forgot to call in our directions, and I think that was a very first for me for these. Ha! All right, let's settle in here. If you are on Patreon, you have these written out for you, and you can follow along with us. I call to the east, where the air takes flight, filling our lungs with breath pure of life. I call to the south, where the fire burns bright, protecting and guiding like torches in the night. I call to the west, where the water flows might, feeding and nourishing our gift of inner sight. I call to the north, where the earth holds tight, grounding us here under the moon's dark light. I call to spirit in quiet introspection, a journey within, seeking soul's connection. Oh, all right. Well, a little bit about the structure of the evening. We talk a little bit about the current astrological weather. We talk about Hekate and some of her epithets. And then under this dark/new moon, whichever one we decide to honor it in, this week or this month, it is the new moon. We also hold our monthly communal Deipnon, which is a supper offering, and we do a little invocation and petition. So, first, for those who may not know, Hekate or Hekate or Hekat is a very ancient goddess who has been honored for thousands and thousands of years, right? People have turned to her across the cultures of time because she holds a very special kind of power to those who honor her. She is the goddess of the thresholds, of transitions, and that means that she stands with us at the crossroads of life, right? When we're not sure where to go, when we are in liminal states, which in my opinion, aren't we always? When we're trying to figure out what we're going to choose, who we're becoming, there she is, right? When things are ending, when things are beginning, she's not afraid of the unknown, of that space where we're like, I don't know what's going on. That is her realm. That is her domain. And she is there beside us. In fact, she guides us through it into the next chapter. Hekate is also connected to the night, to the moon, to the underworld. She helps those connect to their intuition because it's what's hidden beneath that surface, right? That inner world or the underworld. People call on Hekate for protection, for guidance, for healing, for truth, brutal truth. Hekate doesn't expect perfection from us. She meets us exactly where we are, messy, and she doesn't leave. In fact, this is where she thrives, is in this state, because she can see clear in it. We may not, but that's one of the reasons why we work with Hekate and some of her currents. Now, I talked about working with some of her epithets. What is an epithet? An epithet is like a sacred nickname or like an adjective or a title. It describes the many roles, the many faces, or the qualities of a deity. And Hekate has a shit ton, right? Because she's a really complex goddess. Each one shows a different part of who she is. For example, Soteira, right? Meaning savior, one who protects and rescues. Kourotrophos, meaning nurturer of the young, the one who watches over that which is tender or growing. Enodia of the road, one who walks beside you, guards the path ahead. Phosphoros, light bringer, one who carries the flame through the dark. And these are not just for her. Some of these epithets cross over to other deity. But each one is like a little opening of like a window or a door, right, into a specific aspect of her nature. And when we speak or we pray or we invoke using these names, we're calling on that version of Hekate, right? So she knows exactly what we need in that moment by how we call out to her. Each epithet holds a certain kind of energy, like a unique key, right, that opens a specific door to her presence. And when we blend two epithets together, like Soteira Kourotrophos, the savior, world soul, nurturer of the young, right, we're intentionally calling on two currents of her power at once. And it's a way of kind of shaping a spiritual atmosphere that we want to step into. So since we're talking about tonight, Hekate Soteira Kourotrophos, Soteira brings in this sense of divine protection or deliverance. right? This shield that stands between us and harm, and Kourotrophos, the nurturer, more specifically child nurture, but are we not children of hers after all? Are we still not growing after all? Are we mere babies in the eyes of the gods? This brings about a gentle-ish care, right? I would think more of a watchfulness, especially for something that is healing, in the process of healing. Maybe some for someone who's in the process of learning to trust again or at all. And when you bring them both together, you create a space that is deeply held and guarded, but receptive and safe. Now, I've talked many times about how she isn't a soft current. Those of us who work with her know this, and it is one of the reasons we choose to work with her. It's not a coddling current by any means. So when we talk about Soteira as this and Kourotrophos, we're not meaning like a swaddled young one being soothed to sleep. No, compassion doesn't always wear necessarily a soft face, does it? Comfort doesn't always come in a soothing voice. I mean, she also has brimo. There's nothing soothing about that. It's loud and aggressive and jarring, almost typhonic. When we call to Hekate Soteira Kourotrophos, we're not turning her into something she's not. That's not what we're wanting to do here. That's not what we're trying to accomplish. We're calling on the form of her that knows how to stay with us when we are at our most vulnerable, because she knows how. Sometimes comfort can look like someone holding the space so you can finally fall apart, because we all do that. Sometimes compassion is someone witnessing your pain without shrinking away from it or trying to fix it. Sometimes love is saying, I'm not leaving. Soteira is the savior, but not because she erases our pain. It's because she can walk through it with us. And I don't know if any of us have been fortunate enough to have that in a human form. If you do, that's incredible. But we all go through these things solo. I feel fortunate I have a partner that I feel like would go through some pain with me. But I didn't always have that. And I went through some pain. Now, Hekate Soteira Kourotrophos shows up when everyone else seems to disappear. She holds space for us when we begin to unravel. She's the protector of the soul, but not removing the storm, but lighting the torch inside us to survive it. There's a storm going on right now. The entire world feels like it's a storm. She is the one who can light up inside so we can go through this. And Kourotrophos nurtures, but again, not like a baby's lullaby. She nurtures like a stone can nurture a seed. What in the world do I mean by that? Because a stone can hold in place, can shelter, can shelter a little seed, letting it crack open when it's ready. But together, these aspects of Hekate remind us that we can break down, but still be worth guarding. We can be soft and still be strong. This aspect, or this combo of aspects, doesn't comfort like a fantasy mother would. She comforts like someone who has seen everything, who knows the dark out in the world and within us, and who chooses to stay anyway, to create safety in a world that isn't offering much of it at the moment, right? So when we invoke her in this way, we're not asking her to be gentle for the sake of it. We're asking her to help us feel safe enough so we can soften a bit. And soft are we under this new moon, right? I think the fact that some of us here tonight talked about, like, you've just been kind of tired lately, and like I slept through an alarm. I never do that. Like, my body is trying to just like trust that it can relax. So she's soft. She's there. She's not soft, I shouldn't say. She's nurturing and there in her own way, right? In her own time, because she's unshakable. Whatever you do, whatever the world is doing, it's not going to shake Hekate. She doesn't flinch. Hekate is unconditionally present for those who honor her, who show up in their own way. And when I say that, I don't mean an elaborate thing. We do this. Some of it, I'm like, a lot of us love to do the big thing, right? But you don't have to. You don't have to connect with Hekate. We all have our own relationships with her. I've said that before too. They look very different. She shows up very different to each and every one of us. She'll comfort you different than she'll comfort me. She'll show compassion to Melanie different than she'll show compassion to Kevin. And each is special and sacred in its own right. Hekate says, you can cry now. You can rest. Nothing will touch you while you are in my care. Now, tonight, under the Cancer new moon, many people are feeling cracked wide open. The world feels so uncertain right now. Emotions are rising. Under this new moon, the body remembers things that we haven't even had time to process yet. There's a longing for home, whatever that means to you, and that doesn't have to be in a traditional sense. There is a longing for stillness. Again, maybe not traditional. Maybe you're someone that needs to constantly be moving, but maybe there's a stillness that needs to happen here for a minute. There's a longing for safety. And if you feel safe, I promise you there's probably someone in your vicinity that doesn't. So showing up for them, whatever that looks like, doing what you can. Calling Hekate Soteira Kourotrophos is us creating a sacred space that holds both the strength to feel protected for us and for others, and the vulnerability to let ourselves be comforted. And maybe that also means holding the space for someone else to feel vulnerable enough to be comforted. It's not easy for a lot of folks. I'm as proud as they come sometimes, and it takes a lot for me to tear down my my armor as an Aries sun. My husband always says I ram on. And my Capricorn ascendant, I am all horns, babies. It takes a lot for some people to just feel comfortable enough to strip away their protection so they can get healed. And under this Cancer new moon, we are craving and crying for a collective healing. And it's hard to heal when you've got armor on, isn't it? You need to be bare. The wounds need to breathe in order to heal. We need to expose ourselves that way. And whether that means just saying it out loud and hearing yourself saying it. Tonight's new moon isn't, I know new moons were like, we want to get things manifested and going. This one is not necessarily about pushing forward. It's to be reminded that it is safe to be human. We need to feel that right now. And we need to let those around us know that right now, that we've got them. To know that we are seen by something larger, something older, something endlessly wise. Blending the two names of Hekate creates exactly the current we need for that. That protection that doesn't smother. A current of love that doesn't ask for something in return. That's what makes this combination so right for tonight's Nomine Hekate and for tonight's new moon. Right? Now, Soteira is the feminine form of Soter, the savior, the deliverer. It's used for several deities in the ancient world. And especially in times of crisis or purification or moral transformation. When applied to Hekate, Soteira reflects one who has saved the soul. She is a liberator, a force that untangles us from illusion and leads us back to the eternal within. Illusion, this is important too when we get to our astrology. She is the liberator, a force. Keep all of these in mind. And in texts like the PGM, the Greek Magical Papyri, Soteira was called upon in times of danger for safe passage, both spiritually and physically. Getting to know this aspect would behoove us, I feel like, as a collective here. Kourotrophos, that nurture of youth or child rearer. Again, not only used for Hekate, but other deities like Artemis, Gaia, Demeter. And in civic cults, a Kourotrophos deity was one who cared for the young, especially infants or children, sometimes animals or crops in their early stages. And so for Hekate, this would speak to her protective, sustaining power, especially in those vulnerable stages of growth. It's also worth noting that in some late sources, Kourotrophos was connected to an initiatory role, watching over the young in rites of passages, right? Both literal and symbolic. And so I feel like we're going through those all the time. Any new decade we enter, any new stage of life that we enter, I mean, I'm technically in my hag years. Go Mandy. But still, I call on Kourotrophos because I'm just entered into a new stage of my life. I feel like a fucking infant at most of the time at this point. I'm learning so much. My body is changing like left and right. Women who are in perimenopause, menopause, if you are going through this, call upon Kourotrophos as well. Because yes, as we are entering into this crone, fuck yes, state where, you know, it's going to feel enlightening, I'm sure. Feel like an infant sometimes because my body is doing things that it hasn't ever done before. Men, I know you go through similar things. Those of you who are in going through other types of body transformations as well. Kourotrophos. We are children and we need to be nurtured while we gain our power in these new forms that we are taking. Let's land here for just a second and just take a couple of breaths. You don't need to do anything special. Just breathe. We're not going to do a meditation just yet. I'm going to read some of these. Yes, the dogs literally help me with it. Yes, your class. Oh, thank you, Melanie. Thank you. I'm so happy you're in the class. This is beautiful. Really, literally in bed all day. First time in a long time. Honor what your body is saying. Honor what your body needs right now. That's that is the most important thing. It allows for you to connect to your intuition. When your body says rest and you honor that, you're strengthening your intuition to where you will start to trust yourself more. And boy, the downloads start to come, right? So let's just take a moment. Maybe just drop your shoulders, feel your seat. Let's ground here for a moment. Because if you've come here tonight, just allow yourself to be in this space. I know a lot of us are feeling the weight and the heaviness of things lately. The world is loud. People are hurting. And many of us are carrying more than we're letting on. If that is you, I want you to know that you are not alone in it and you do not have to keep holding it all by yourself. Remember, Hekate Kourotrophos, Hekate Soteira. She is the one that shelters by staying with us when we're in it, because it feels awfully alone sometimes. And that is what is being communicated. This is what they want us to feel, is alone. I'm speaking worldwide now, but you know what I'm talking about. They want us to feel disconnected, but we're not. We are connected to one another, and we are connected to those all over the world, and we are connected to those lives in front of us that we have yet to live, and we are connected to the lives behind us, and we are connected to the ancestors that we have served beside in this realm and in past realms and in future realms. And they are there before us, they are there behind us, they are there beside us, they are there above us, they are there below us. We are never alone. I want you to imagine that. It is a web. I think of the Spider Woman, the Hopi goddess. I know there's a Spider Woman in a lot of different traditions, but I think of her beautiful, intricate web. And when just one little thing, one little motion is made on that web, the entire world web in this realm and in the others starts to move. If you've ever seen a spider web move, what happens? Right? You will be met. You will be met. Hekate Soteira Kourotrophos sees the most tender parts of ourselves. She does not run from that. She's the one who watches over what feels fragile. And she calls it worthy of care. That's the invitation tonight. You don't have to be spiritually strong right now. All of your siblings in Hekate here tonight all support one another. I promise, I know the folks here. I'm looking at the names, and I know most of the folks between here and Patreon. Like, you call out, they will answer. It's a warm community. This is a space where we hold if we can, and we allow ourselves to be held if we need. We can take down our armor here. We can put it up too, which we do when we do our rites. Let's jump in really quick to, we'll come back to this, but like, let's jump in really quick to like the current astro weather. But let me check this over here really fast. Because the current astro weather, as you know, is definitely something, right? We've got Cancer full. It's packed to the rim with planets. Oh man, we've got Mercury, we've got Sun, we've got the Moon, we've got Jupiter, all in Cancer, right? And then we've got Neptune and Saturn in Aries. Remember when I said that those illusions? So let's talk about where we are in the sky right now, just kind of help us understand like the emotional landscape we're moving through right now. We're sitting under a new moon in Cancer, which is one of the most inward facing moons, right? It is the most heart-centered moon of the year. Again, this is not that moon that's like pushing you to go and like, I'm going to set a million things in motion. If you're working magic tonight, right on, like, cool. But if you're just like, I just need to rest, cool. Listen to yourself. This is what this moon is for. It's like, it's more like a soft reset, where we don't maybe get like that softness from Hekate. We get more of like, I got you. Like you can go to sleep because I've got the door. You can close your eyes and set down the torches and the daggers and the things. I'm guarding the door. You're fine. That's Hekate, right? But the new moon in Cancer is very soft. So you have this like chance to come back to yourself in a quiet, like introspective way. You have this opportunity to kind of check in and ask yourself, what do I need right now to feel safe? Cancer is a sign of safety, of home, of, of family, right? Of like, think of the shell. Who are my cancers on here tonight? You've got that hard exterior, but that ooey gooey inside. You carry your home with you. You are your home, right? Check in with yourself and ask if you have the energy today or this evening or the next couple of days. What do you need to feel safe? And actually, what do I need to feel okay? And hear what your body has to say. Maybe it just comes to you like, I can't think about this, I'm tired. Well, there you go. There's your answer. What do you need to feel safe? Rest. You need rest. Or you're like, I can't think right now. I need food. You need nourishment, right? Feed yourself. Feed your body. Whatever it is, you can get messages that way. It doesn't have to come in an entire like auditory way or some apparition, right? That's what our intuition is there for, and especially under this new moon. And if you feel really exhausted, it's probably because you're super opened up to everything going on around you, because this moon kind of opens us all up, very porous like. It's about our roots. It's about our family. It's about emotional truth. And as you know, some of our beloved communities have been facing an upheaval in just that. Because it's about what makes us feel emotionally grounded right now. Ask yourself what makes you feel held, even when the world doesn't feel safe. Because this moon is asking us to come home to ourselves, to come back to what steadies us, to come back to what actually matters. Holy mackerel, have I talked for 42 minutes? I'm so woof. We got to get to our Deipnon. I feel it. Hekate Soteira Kourotrophos. We need you right now. Look toward Hekate, because she's asking us what kind of safety we may need, maybe that we didn't always get. Think back to that inner child, right? Because we now have the power to create that for ourselves, and maybe even for others. So I'm going to kind of speed through the other stuff so we can get to our Deipnon. I did not know I had been speaking that long. Alongside this new moon, we've got Jupiter in conjunct the sun in Cancer. Jupiter is that planet of expansion, of growth, right? And it lines up with the sun. It's shining a big old spotlight on what's ready to grow in our lives. And because this is happening in Cancer, it's going to be about expanding our capacity for care, for growing into our emotional truth. It's about making space for nourishment, real nourishment, the kind that that ignites you, that it makes you feel like you've like really did something good for yourself. But the more complex thing that is happening in the sky right now is that Saturn and Neptune have met up in Aries. This pairing feels a bit like a tug of war. I have a feeling this also is contributing to my tiredness, because as a Aries Sun, Capricorn ascendant, Saturn is in Aries and Neptune, and it's just like, like one part of this wants to kind of push through and fix everything, and take control, and the other part wants to kind of check out and escape, or just kind of disappear into my safe little dream world, connecting to spirits a lot more. This is great because it's my job, but it's also, I have to make sure that I'm grounding and living in the present realm. But this combo can kind of stir up some kind of restless pressure. Like you might be thinking, I should be doing more, or I should have figured that out by now, or I should be somewhere else, someone better, anything but here. But the truth is the energy this kind of energy is not always very trustworthy, because Saturn is bringing these rules in and Neptune is blurring them, right? So we might feel confused or foggy, or like our motivations are kind of coming and going. So, and Aries wants to just kind of like act, and it doesn't like waiting, and it doesn't like knowing. So we get caught in this loop of, I don't know what's real, but I feel like I've got to do something, and that's uncomfortable because it's confusing. But this is exactly the kind of threshold where Hekate meets this. And right here, she stands at this crossroad and says, rest before you decide anything. Listen before you leap. She reminds us that, you don't have to always do something. You can chill for a minute at that crossroad. Let's move to our Deipnon here. A bit about that. It is our I think most of you on this call know, it is our supper offering to Hekate. I've got mine back there. Usually garlic I always have. I've got some herbs, some thyme, some basil. I've got some orange peels, because the orange inside was actually quite dry and the orange peel just smelled so nice. So I put that out there, and I've got some olive oil, actually avocado oil. But for our Deipnon, I love doing these communally because we can all just offer up anything that we have here. Oh, what is it? Damien says, Cancer rising over here. Yeah, that's probably why you've been super sleepy too. Don't be sorry. It feels great. I've got 3 black duck eggs. 3 black duck eggs. How cool is that? Okay, see, look at this. Our Deipnon is growing, and I want you to get comfy. We're gonna talk about this as we leave it. I'm gonna do a little prayer here, or call. And then if you're on Patreon, I've got a call and response when we do our Deipnon as well. So you can, where is it? Okay, yeah, here it is. It says like officiant. So I'll say what's under the officiant. And then if you want to respond, you would just, we call to you, we welcome you in. You would just do the response. I just thought it would be kind of a nice way to have you join in, if you feel comfortable, that is, of course. But let's just kind of close our eyes. We're not going to do a full-on meditation. I just want us to like visualize, because I feel like we really need to visualize each other right now and just kind of know that we're all there. And I know that some of us don't get to watch this as the live stream, and you will come in later, but you are a part of this web and a part of this communion that we are doing today. So I hope that whenever you find this live stream, that you feel as connected as we do here in this moment. But if you have your Deipnon ready, you got your incense, candle, whatever it is, or if you're just coming, you're like, hey, I'm just watching this on my phone, I'm in my car, like I don't have anything. Cool, because you actually do. You had your time and you came here, and you also have this third eye up here that you can create whatever offering you want. So go ahead and relax. And I just want you to visualize. We talked about how Hekate represents like the moon, and we are under this new moon tonight. So there's just the teeniest, weeniest sliver of light. I want you to bring the lights down. You are in the dark outside. I want you to just kind of find yourself there. And I want you to kind of look around. Take notice of what you hear. Maybe have something in your hand as an offering. And I want you to look around until you find a body of water. It doesn't have to be a large body of water. It can be a lake, a pool, a a a little just anything. It can be an ocean, it can be large. A puddle, that was the word I was looking for. It can be a puddle. But see if you can find some water, and I want you to just walk toward it. I've been really connecting with the element of water this week, and I I think there is some great need for the healing elements of water. I want you to walk toward it with your offering in hand, and if you could just kind of like get your feet wet, maybe step in it, and as you step in it, look around. Maybe look up, see if you can see that teeny weeny sliver of light of the new moon. And just kind of sit here and allow yourself to feel the currents of Hekate Soteira Kourotrophos. Everything we talked about tonight, if anything resonated with you, hold on to that. And I want you to start to really feel what that water feels like on your ankles. Maybe it's hitting your ankles, or maybe you walked out a little bit further, it's up to your knees. Wherever that water is hitting you, water is a conductor. I want you to start to feel the energy, the vibrations of all of us here tonight. We're in water as well. Maybe you look around. Maybe you start to see some of us. And if you just see a name under this live stream and you don't know a face, maybe just put a face to it. Or maybe you want to envision someone that you haven't seen in a while. Maybe it's someone that's already passed, or maybe it's someone that is very close to you right now. There are no rules. This is your universe, and you can create whatever you want. I want you to start to feel what it feels like to see these faces kind of popping up. They're in the water, coming to meet in this communion, in this Deipnon as well. Look at them and give them a smile, a nod. Let them know that you acknowledge them. If you want, you could like wave. Maybe they're really close to you. You can actually hold their hands, hug them even. Oh, it's exciting. Now I want you to take your offering. You see, they have an offering as well. Whatever you brought tonight, whatever you want to add to it, I want you to go ahead and let's just release it into the water this evening. Just collectively, I want you to release it into the water and watch it just kind of like drift and meet the other offerings. And as it does, watch it start to compile and just build and build. Maybe now it's not just food. Maybe you can imagine hope, dreams, safety. Maybe this is part of the Deipnon tonight. Care. What does that look like? What would that even look like? Maybe it's just a ribbon with the word written on it. And I want you to look back around and see everyone's faces. They're just glowing with smiles. Maybe you're holding hands with everyone. Bring it in tighter. It starts to fill in, get more dense. We're going to read a little call and response here if you want to join in. Hekate Soteira, you who watch at every door, protector of the sacred and the fragile. And then you can say, we call to you, we welcome you in. Kourotrophos, nurturer of the soul, child within, you feed what others have forgotten. We call to you, we welcome you in. You who hold the tired, the silent, the unseen, you who do not flinch from our vulnerability, we call to you, we welcome you in. You do not promise ease, you promise presence, you promise power, the right for rest. We call to you, we welcome you in. Wrap us in your shadowy flame. Fortify us through tenderness. Let our burdens be known to you. Be with us, Hekate. Let your strength hold our softness. Make this space your sanctuary. Make our bodies your altar. Make our voices part of your sacred remembering. Nomine Hekate, we walk with you. We rise with you. We rest in you. When you're ready, you can come back to this physical realm. Maybe say goodbye to those that you saw tonight. Give them a wave. You'll see them again. They can come whenever you want them to. How do we feel? Oh, Jason says, I made lamb stew and we'll take a bowl to the crossroads later. Whoa, that's fantastic. Amazing. What is this? This is regenerative chaos. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Ah, how do we feel? Does everyone feel nourished? Do you feel good? Do you feel like you maybe met Hekate a little bit? Less exhausted. Hey, Heather. Less exhausted. Good, good, good. Also, Heather, thank you for the Heather is a student in the oracular mediumship class and just has the most wonderful insights and things that have happened. Like I'm blown away with your participation and like everything that you've shared. So thank you for that, by the way. I see that snake. Woo, woo. Ah, I'm so grateful for all of you. If you are into the class, it's on miskatonicbooks.com. I also am going to be leading a workshop for the Salem Witch Fest on August 19th. It's an online workshop. I think it's 90 minutes, and it's called Hekate Azostos, the Unbound. I work very closely with Azostos, and so I'm really excited about this. It's going to be It's going to feel like you just had I don't drink caffeine because I don't really need it, but it's going to feel like I was going to say espresso shot, but those don't really have that much caffeine in it, do they? It's more like the lighter coffees. Anyway, you're gonna feel like you had some caffeine afterwards. But anyway, that's that I have up on my LinkedIn and Patreon. You can get to the link there, but I think it's like $30 and it's for a 90-minute workshop. And it's online. And I think it's at 1 p.m. Eastern time on the 19th. So if you are curious, that's there for you. Ah, Heather, thank you for saying the class is phenomenal. I appreciate that. It was so fun to do. It was so fun to do. I'm really excited. It's cool because if those of you aren't in it, we're essentially going through the foundations of mediumship, right? But like through the ancient oracles, and we're taking ancient oracular traditions and going learning them through like the lens of traditional mediumship. So it's really cool. And it's 4 weeks in, but again, it's drip fed. So you can sign up whenever, so you're never behind. But you right now, I think it's Trophonius. So you're getting into the cave, and there's all kinds of goodies to learn about that, and how you can use those lessons for traditional mediumship. Melanie, thank you. Ooh, you know what? That reminds me. She says, highly recommend. If you are on here and you are taking it, if you wouldn't mind going to Miskatonic and just rating it, because it is such a new class, that would maybe convince those who are on the fence to give it a whirl. So if you just go and like give a little review, that would be so awesome. Thank you. Otherwise, hey, guess what? Thank you, Melanie. She's like, on it. Thank you. Otherwise, I will see you in 2 weeks for the full moon. And we'll do some more Nomine Hekate, and we'll go through our full meditation and all of that. And as for my coven, I will see you in the innards of the 13. All right. Mwah. I love you all. I will see you soon. Take care of yourself and show someone else around you that look what the magic happened. I always get a tickle out of that. Let those around you know that you also are holding some magic for them. All right. Mwah. Hail Hekate.